You're a clever one, viejo. I like working with your type.
Much appreciated. I've tried to pick up a thing or two over the years.
You've had plenty of time to learn, a man of your age. By the way, what about that girl? Where'd she go?
Dunno. Maybe got scared away. You know how little rich girls are. I'm certain she's found her way back to her daddy's bodyguards. She'll be no cause for concern.
Fine, fine. No need to worry about this spoiled little girl. Now this bastard, on the other hand.
Leave the boy be. He's not got much time left if he doesn't give up those names. Hot enough out here? Luckily, I've got a bit of vino left. You a fan of wine, Senor Marcando? I'll fetch some for us, and all the brothers and sisters here. Let's drink to the Brotherhood and the opportunities that lie ahead.
You old fox, I see your game. But why not? We could all use a drink.
You, over there! Keep a watch on this guy. Don't let him get away. Finally.
Duncan, you nearly had me there. When did you plan all this?
I've had it brewing for a while, but things have been changing fast lately. Honestly, I didn't expect to be doing this now.
There's enough snoring syrup in the wine now to put them all in a dreamy, deep, deep sleep. Oh, but might it have had a stronger effect if I had included a dash of slumber belladonna in the recipe?
This will be more than enough, little lady. We only need to get them to drink the wine. Then...
Oh, then you must drink this. Just a drop. It will stay on your tongue and prickle around in your mouth. That way you won't drift off like the others. I've concocted much tastier potions before, but this one...
It'll do just fine. Thank you, little lady. Pass me the wine and wait for my signal. When you hear me playing this flute, you'll know it's time to strike. The wine's here! Courtesy of an old friend from Mexico. Take a glass, everyone.
Here's to his reverence's good health.
To his reverence's health.
To Marcando. To the invincible Brotherhood.
To Marcando!
Duncan, that's your flute. Give it over. This is a fine flute. Duncan, did you said that you got a friend in Mexico, huh? You know that old Mexican song, La Llorona?
That I do! I learned it from the best! In the cactus back in Tulum. From a fine young lady with silky hair and gentle eyes as dark as coffee.
Claro. So, how fine was this chica, huh?
Don't let me start spinning that yarn. It'll be no fun for you to watch an old man bursting into tears. I'll only say I was heartbroken by the time I left. Ah, that love of mine. Anyway, enough about the old flames of yesterday. Let's raise a glass to a better tomorrow.
To poor old Duncan.
To poor old Duncan.
It's time.
Good. Good music. Who are you?
Lopera! Galeno! Come on, give me a hand!
Oh, pinche traidor!
Time to cash you out.
You'll be begging for Lord Santo's mercy.
Be reasonable, kid! The Brotherhood is finished! Your time's up! Don't let them slip away!
Mr. Carson, but you...
Let me.
Think you can handle this?
Yeah, I've got it. For the favela, the Brotherhood must go!
Sorry to put you through all that, kid.
Don't mention it. If this means we can get rid of them for good, it'll all be worth it. So what's next?
Next, Zeno will come around to pick you up. But first, we've got to get back to the veterans' residence.
No, senor. One of you has to stay.
The people need to see you, or they'll worry that you've deserted us.
I can make it there on my own. Stay with them, Duncan.
And me! I've seen there are many sick children here in the favela. I'm certain that I could do something to help them.
I'm not sure it's a good idea, Sotheby. The favelas can be dangerous if you don't know them.
The brave young lady can stay with me if she likes. I'll keep her safe. What do you say to that, little lady?
Miss Sotheby is never afraid.
It's decided then. Lopera, head for the veterans' residence. Tell them what happened and contact Admiral Igor from there. Galeno! You've done us proud, kid. If I were king, I'd have made you a knight. Who knows? Maybe the little lady could do that for us. But first, young Galeno, we'll seek another deed worthy of knighthood. It's time we fight for our people.
You ever been to a veteran's residence? Not many young faces there, besides Lopera. As far as the doc goes, doubtful anyone knows her real age. And even the saltiest sailor knows better than to ask a lady her age. Ooh. I see that joke missed the bow, so to speak.
No. It wasn't a bad joke at all. Really.
Aye. Thanks for the kind words, lass. But best to leave old Flotsam where it lies.
Have you been feeling this sweet young lady's head with your tall tails, Shippy?
Sorry to show up without proper notice.
Oh, don't worry about it. Any friend of Lopera is a friend of ours. Oh, if you'd come a couple of days earlier, we would have introduced you to Senor Duncan and Dr. Doris. But they've not been around in a while.
That's a shame. I was looking forward to meeting them. Hopefully we'll see them soon.
You know, I knew a girl who looked just like her, a caregiver here way back in the 60s. Back when this place was called Heartfelt Home. But it can't be her now, can it? Besides, I'm old now, and my memory is a bit fuzzier than it used to be.
May I see Dr. Doris's room?
She wouldn't mind, but please be careful not to move anything. Is that one over there, dear? She never locks the door.
How dare you scratch me! Get back here, you fluffy rapscallion! I'll have your tail, you hear me?
Do be careful, Miss Kimberly.
How did that happen? And how long have you been standing there?
Just a little while. Funny, I've never thought to open a door like that before. Come along, let's take a peek inside.
What's this red button on the chair? Good for nothing.
These must be articles that she hasn't sent out yet.
She's a good woman. And her room smells like a good woman's room. You don't find many of those around these days.
What makes you say so?
Well, firstly, she did save your life. And secondly, it's hard to explain. Good people have a smell. A pleasant one. My nose has never been wrong. Burton.
We'll bring her home safely.
This typewriter seems like it's seen a lot of use.
Do you see any drafts? Any samples?
I can't say. I'm not very familiar with these things. Take a look. She signed something here. But I thought her name was Doris.
Mariana!
More visitors.
Thank goodness. You survived too. What about Sotheby?
Oh, something happened in the favela earlier, so she decided to stay there. Don't worry, Duncan's with her.
We've got bad news. Dr. Doras has been abducted by the Brotherhood.
What? Idiotas! What's wrong with them? Ugh, guess I'll call the base. Mi viejo will figure something out.
Sink me! Lepera! I thought you'd been sent to Davy Jones' locker.
Why did you think that? I'm tougher than the stubble on the chins of the old geezers here. I'm like you, a ship that'll never sink. Timekeeper? Who's that over there? Kimberly? Did mi viejo let you go? Oh, Timekeeper, let me explain. When we were routing out the deserters, we found Kimberly hanging out with the Manus thugs. Pa took her off somewhere, and he always has a plan, so I didn't bother asking where she ended up. Hey, come over here and say hi. When did Pa let you go? Or did you sneak out somehow?
I think, Miss Kimberly, didn't you pull me out of the water?
How did you know?
Shortly after my fever subsided, I started to remember what happened just before I lost consciousness. There was a voice ringing in my head. It was you calling out to me.
Vertin, I can't have you dying here. You mustn't give up. What? I did not say that. I just took you to the doctor and left.
Aye, 'tis true what Vertin says. Though Kimberly denies it, she chose to save her, even when she had plenty of chances to blow the lass down. She's a good lass at heart. Not an enemy, Lepera.
You have to understand, it's pretty hard not to suspect someone who hangs around with the Manus. Anyway, I guess there must have been some kind of misunderstanding. Back then, I didn't have time to... In any case, I'm sorry, Kimberly.
It's fine, but don't think I'll forgive you so easily. Speaking of the Manus and the Brotherhood, I never quite understood what they were trying to do.
I don't blame you. I still don't really get it either. So you're really not in the same boat as them.
Of course not! I don't have a boat! No, I mean, I'm not in any boat with anyone! If only I'd found my... Listen, I don't know who it is you're looking for, but it's not me. I've already told you everything I know. If I'm not welcome here, I'll get out of your way. Just... please, don't take me back to that place. I don't want to see that thing ever again.
All right, girls. If you want to have a chat, at least take a seat first. It simply won't do to have you all standing around the entrance like this.
Eating candy is bad for your teeth, Bobo.
Oh, I'm much too old to worry about that. When you reach my age and just waking up each day is a blessing, you'll eat whatever you want, too.
Mamai Mariana, could I have a word with you, please? I have some questions about Mr. Duncan.
Oh, Duncan. What kind of trouble has he stirred up now? All right, then. Why don't we head inside and give those two some space? And Lopera, apologize to that poor girl properly. You hear?
Mi viejo released you, which means you can't be trusted. And you saved Verton's life, too. I guess I shouldn't have been so hostile towards you. Here, have a drink. As a token of my apology. Salvadoran coffee. Great if you need to pull an all-nighter.
So bitter!
Yep, bitter like the old days. You know, back in Colombia, my father did horrible things to his plantation workers. Well, my biological father, not Igor. He said, "No, that's not the sound of gunfire outside. The workers are setting off fireworks. They're celebrating." But they weren't fireworks. He betrayed his workers, his compatriots. It wasn't a celebration. It was a massacre. After that, I ran away from home. One day, the Admiral and Molly found me. That's how I joined Zeno. Betrayal's as common as dirt here. Comrades, friends, family, anyone could sell you out. And for cheap, too. I hope you can find your boat soon. You know, a place where people have your back.
Can I not drink this?
Of course. Don't force yourself. I know the taste isn't for everyone. Carlota Lopez Rivera. That's my full name. Bit of a mouthful, huh? I wanted to erase it from my profile. From everywhere, to be honest. But mi viejo disapproved. Molly agreed with him. She said, You mustn't forget your past, Beta. So I let it go. But Lopera sounds so much nicer, so I preferred to go by that. And you, Kimberly? What's your real name?
Nala Hari. The residents of Heartfelt Home called me Anjonala.
How long ago did Mr. Duncan move here? Do you remember?
It must have been 5, maybe 6 years ago. I'm not entirely sure.
Do you have any photos of him?
We do have one, but he's been gathering dust for years. Let me see. Here. This is him.
I know a gentleman who looked just like him. His name was Carson. Did Mr. Duncan ever go by that name?
No, not that any of us are aware of anyway. And I've known him since I was a medic in the army. Back then, people called him Duncan the Dauntless, or the all-powerful Duncan. I never once heard Carson or anything of the like. Sorry I couldn't be of more help, miña querida.
A crow?
Oh dear, this looks like bad news.
Santos. Dr. Doras is being held captive in the Colonel's manor. He's given us 3 days. He says that if Zeno doesn't return the deserters they detained, he'll execute the doctor. Mamai Mariana, please contact Admiral Eagle. We need Zeno's help.
Ah, Igor. How are things in San Paulo?
Worse than expected. I have a small number of troops with me, but not enough to deal with the situation. Things have gotten out of hand. At least one of the Apostles' Brotherhood leaders has pledged allegiance to the menace.
Brotherhood. These new gangs just keep popping up, don't they? It's like cutting down sugarcane. Before you know it, another one's grown in its place.
Carlos has been murdered by his own subordinates. Even now, some of the deserters are with the Brotherhood.
Did you catch them?
Some have already been executed. The rest will be transferred to headquarters for interrogation.
Good. What assistance do you require, comrade?
An army. A reliable one.
An army? I'm afraid that's not possible. We simply don't have the men to spare.
It doesn't need to be large. Just dispatch my Sentinel unit from Buenos Aires to São Paulo. Or, at the very least, Saint-Ptolemy.
Ptolemy? Ah, one of your orphan children. That seems like a feasible solution.
Yes. His parents died fighting for Zeno. All my children are loyal to a fault. Officer Carlos was shot in the head by one of his own men in this very office. I need soldiers I can trust.
Ah, so the fearless Igor is afraid of death after all.
An officer was killed by his own soldiers at his own base. This is an immense stain on Zeno's honor.
Indeed. If everything goes according to plan, you'll see your unit shortly.
Now it's just a matter of time. Я видел ястреба, что гнался за голубкой, и бога солнца, который туго натягивал свою золотую тетиву. Я наблюдал, как приветствовали деревянного коня на наших землях, и как из священного фонтана текла кровь птенцов. Да. Но человек с решительным умом и гордостью знает, что его город выстоит, его стены будут крепки, и он будет непоколебим, как ядро земли. Какой грех! Жребий брошен. Белый саван покроет его, и он будет окутан мраком. Это все для светлого будущего. Лучшее будущее для всех.
Admiral.
Come in.
Yesterday, we received word from the Timekeeper that Dr. Torres has been abducted by the Apostles' Brotherhood. She should be coordinating with Lopera to set up a rescue operation as we speak. Also, that girl who escaped, Kimberly, is with the Timekeeper. She claims that she was released.
Just play along with your lie. There's no need to tell Lopera the truth.
The Brotherhood has demanded that we exchange the detained deserters for the doctor. Forgive me for issuing instructions without your consent, but if we refuse or ignore them, I'm afraid they'll
execute the doctor. What arrangements did you make?
I told the timekeeper that Xeno reinforcements would meet her at the veteran's residence. Since Lopera is familiar with the place, I also asked her to scout out the rendezvous location. And yes, I played along with Kimberly's lie. I assumed you would have done the same, Father.
Very good. Your squad will soon arrive. Take them to Lopera at the rendezvous point and bring the doctor back.
A squad?
I've spoken with headquarters. All going well. Telemi and the unit will arrive soon.
I see. I can hardly remember the last time we were all together.
Your father died in Abadan. In a war he had no obligation to fight in.
It's far more glorious to die in the throes of battle than to wither away on a sick bed. He made an honorable sacrifice.
How shameful that we would tarnish his honor. Let's begin with that young pilot, Lilia. Tell me, what do you think of her?
She's well-trained, experienced, a straight shooter, similar to Lopera in many ways.
She's a true Slav. Just like my brothers and sisters back home. I suppose she's luckier than Lopera, not destined to become a traitor like her.
Lopera is still a child, really.
So many lives have been lost. In wars, in the storm. What do you think Lopera will do?
She's your child, just like me. I think she will stand with us.
You think? Do you? Anyway, she's not important. Here, take a look at this. I will not wear it. Nor will you. I promise you, not one of us will wear this thing. The preacher has given us a gift and shared with us an oracle. We will bring her something in return. Fire and brimstone rained down from heaven. Yet among the ruins were covered the remnants of a miracle. A miracle that is living, breathing, and growing. I can sense their life force, I can hear their whispers from within these ashes. Moldir, they are invincible. Rather than endlessly throwing young soldiers' lives to the white stone house, I choose to stand with the true future.
I will always stand with you, Father.
Arcanist, abuses alcohol, and loves to fight. Messenger, call Lieutenant Lilia. Tell her to meet me at the training ground. How does it compare to the drink back home?
The stuff saps your energy. Makes you feel sleepy.
Just like this land. This place is always submerged in a half-dead stupor. Poverty, chaos. To them, the future feels farther away than the sun beating down from above. Tell me, Lieutenant, what do you think of the Foundation?
Is this some kind of test?
No. Just the curiosity of an old man. I often wonder how the younger generation views the organization.
Well, unlike those Manus maniacs, the people at the Foundation are at least open to reason. Don't get me wrong, they're stubborn, but overall, I think they're good people. The Timekeeper's red-headed sidekick, for example. She's a stickler for the rules, but it's so boring to follow all the regulations. That being said, it would probably be even worse without them. Total chaos, actually. Anyway, at the end of the day, someone has to do the thankless jobs, and the people at the Foundation are the only ones willing to do them.
As the Foundation's most loyal partner, Xena has always been committed to creating a brighter future for both Arcanists and humans. That includes fighting Manus Vindicta, as well as any other conflicts and chaos in the world.
It's a mindless gun. The Foundation points and Xeno shoots.
Precisely. Countless soldiers have perished in the storm, and they've all been deemed necessary sacrifices.
I have to tell you, I don't like Xena's role in all this.
Neither do I. But an order's an order. Even if it sends your soldiers to die meaningless deaths against an enemy they couldn't possibly defeat. Still, we march on without hesitation, pushing our weary bodies deeper into the storm. But how much longer can Xena keep going, Lieutenant? How long until our knees buckle and we fall to the ground?
I don't know, and I don't care.
Arcana isn't dead. We detected life signs after the explosion of the vacuum bomb.
That's impossible.
Yes, it is impossible. It would take a miracle for her to survive. Do you believe in miracles, Lieutenant?
I'd sooner believe the ramblings of a drunkard.
That may be the case, but when a miracle worker appears, there will always be people who follow them, like sheep follow a shepherd. So, when the desertion incident occurred, I wasn't surprised. I was infuriated, however, not because they abandoned Xena, but because they murdered their own officer.
Damn traitors.
Back before the first storm, human and Arcania's troops got along well. We set aside our origins and united under a common banner. Our bloodlines meant nothing next to our bond as comrades in arms. But the storm changed everything. As a soldier, I must obey my superiors. I sent my men as ordered, no question asked. But does it really make no difference if the place they die a martyr's death isn't a battlefield? Like war, these things are never simply a matter of black and white. Lieutenant, what do you think of the timekeeper?
I trust her completely.
Sounds like you'd gladly sacrifice yourself for her. We need more leaders like the timekeeper. Manus Vindicta, the Foundation. They are just two sides of the same coin, aren't they? The Foundation, the Pack Security Council, Manus Vindicta. Which path do you think the Timekeeper will eventually take, Lieutenant?
I trust in Vertin's decision.
Я понимаю.
Ты уверен, что Зина не тестирует меня?
Нет. К Зине это не имеет никакого отношения. Я сейчас говорю с тобой как Игорь, а не адмирал.
What's going on? Lieutenant Lilia, you are under arrest for the assault on Admiral Igor. Assault?
Oh, I get it.
Stand down and surrender, Lieutenant.
Even the booze here tastes lame. Come on then. You're not taking me down without a fight.
Soldiers, fire!
Which of these darlings shall we attend to first?
Huh. Bring it on. Show me what you got. You traitorous rats.
I never intended things to turn out this way. Surrender now, Lieutenant, or I'll be forced to hurt you.
Me? Surrender to you? You'll be the one who's surrendering. If I even give you the chance. Come on, soldiers. Do your worst.
What a shame. Fire at will! There is no use resisting, Lieutenant.
Tell me, what's Igor planning?
Father will lead us to a future where meaningless sacrifices are no more. The die has been cast. I hope you know that this is nothing personal. I'm just following orders. Take Lieutenant Lilia to the holding cell. No one is to harm her without orders from the Admiral or me.
What?
We are traitors to Zeno now, Lieutenant. I am loyal only to my father. It's a pity, really. I would have liked to work with you in the future.
How long has he been planning this?
Ever since the preacher gave Father a gift and a path to a brighter future. Live or die, Lieutenant, I will never betray my family.
Don't worry, young comrade. Just hang in a little longer.
Huh?